Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, which is out now from Llewellyn Books. And just a quick note of housekeeping, this week I was featured in an article for On Milwaukee Magazine. It's called Interview with an Oracle with a very talented reporter named Molly Snyder. So I do hope you all look at it. If you're interested in my twisting tale of how I came to be an oracle, how I came to do these readings every week, you might be interested, so just Google that at onmilwaukee.com. It's time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the animals were the turtle, the lion, and finally the bat. So if you're just joining us now, ask yourself which animal's getting caught in your head, because that animal has your message. For those of you who picked the tranquil turtle, the card says endurance, commitment, and serenity. And turtle could be telling you, especially with the sea turtle, just to go with the flows, to find the current. And also turtles find the currents under the sea that kind of shoot through the ocean in order to get somewhere faster. So this could be a time that instead of struggling against the waves, you really just surrender to where that natural momentum of your life is leading you, and really use the currents that are around you and open yourself to sensitivity so that you can sense which one's going to lead you towards your best destiny. The first card is where it's best to place your focus if you pick the turtle, and you got the Page of Pentacles. Here in the Connolly Tarot, the Page of Pentacles is standing on a stack of books, and so there's this educational element to the Page of Pentacles. He's the eternal student of the tarot. And although he's a Pentacles card, which is associating him with the element of earth, which has to do with being grounded and practical, he's always got his head in the clouds. This card could really say that it's time to dream big, it's time to have that castle in the sky, but now it's also time to build the foundation underneath that castle. And the way to do that is through education, learning. There's always more to learn. There's always more to expose yourself to. And a lot of things that may feel impossible for you right now may seem that way just because you don't have the right information yet. So the Page of Pentacles really does encourage you to go out and study it and to find out what's waiting for you there. The second card is advice from your inner wisdom, and we get another card from the Pentacle suit, who is the Queen of Pentacles. When the Queen of Pentacles comes up in a tarot reading, she really says to stay diligent and focused on your long-term goals. Also, we have 2 Pentacles cards here, which could really indicate that this is an important week for finances, getting things organized. And Pentacles are cards of success, but they tend to make you wait for it. Just like that earth element, just like watching a tree grow. It can be really boring if you're just staring at the tree and waiting for it to flower. Pentacles cards say that your rewards are coming, but they're taking a really long time. And so this might be a time to do something while you're waiting. The Queen of Pentacles is focused in her garden on her long-term goal. And the Page of Pentacles is also focused on education, learning, occupying his mind as something else is starting to cultivate. So I just feel a really important push for the turtle this week to really get grounded. And then finally, the mythic archetype that will help the turtle is Iris. She's the goddess of the rainbow. She's also the messenger goddess in Greek mythology. When Iris shows up, she says, expect messages, expect information to be made known to you. And this might be also a time where you just do a little digging and you do a little research, and then suddenly the answer is right in front of your face. Finally, rainbows are symbols of hope, especially after a storm. So Iris could just indicate that a stormy patch is finally over, and now there's this message of hope over long-term goals and long-term security. The second animal we have is the Lofty Lion. So if you pick Lofty Lion, the card says fortitude, courage, and self-control. Lion is an animal of nobility. It's the king of the beasts, as they call it. And the self-control element of this is really sticking out to me this next week. So for Lion, this might be a time to subdue your own inner lion, the part of you that feels out of control. The lion can be different for all of us. Sometimes it represents our pride, sometimes our ego, sometimes our fear. It's anything that feels like it can get out of control if you leave it unchecked. So for Lion this week, really operate under the thought of keeping things in check, keeping things under control, subduing things that could get out of hand. First card for Lion is where it's best to place your focus. And we got the Lovers card. The Lovers is always a card of relationships, and it definitely can indicate love relationships. So for Lion, this could be a time to connect with a partner, or even if you're single, to kind of mingle a little bit, or to reach out. But the Lovers for me is much more transcendent than just lovey-dovey love. The Lovers is about relationship building, connections. So for Lion this next week, this could be a time when you're really opening up, being vulnerable, but most importantly, connecting. Not feeling like you have to tame your own lion all by yourself, it's you against the world, but instead really trusting in the support that's right around you at this time. The Lovers is always a good omen for regaining balance or harmony, especially with two opposing forces in your life. It's also a good card for making a choice or a decision. The second card we got is advice from your inner wisdom for the Lion, and how appropriate we get the Sun, the best card in the deck. The Sun is just indicating that a new day is dawning. And if you might have been feeling like you're slogging through things, or they've been overly challenging up until now, the Sun always promises positive news. And the positive news may come from connections again. This is not a time to stay isolated. Reach out to the people that you love or care for, and allow them to help when possible. And finally, if you're really struggling to make something succeed, the Lovers with the Sun card could say that the answer isn't going to be found in a vacuum, in your room, you thinking about it all alone. It's really going to be found by communicating, talking, and exchanging information with other people. And finally, the mythic archetype that will help the Lion this week is Gaia. She's the Mother Earth, and we're all here because of her, and because of her pleasure. She can slough us off whatever she wants to. So the Gaia archetype could just indicate that this is a time to really honor the Earth, to do something in your own small way to show some appreciation for the Earth. Finally, Gaia can also just indicate a nurturing, mothering aspect of our psyche, where we really want to take care of ourselves. We want to be protective, but we also want to nurture. The Gaia card kind of reminds me of the Empress in the tarot. So this could be a really important time to nurture yourself and know that the seeds of what you've planned are starting to sprout. They're starting to grow. And it's important that they're protected. They're still vulnerable. They need a little bit of time to strengthen their roots. And then finally, we got the brave bat. The card says perception, change, and flexibility. And bat is all about transformation and change. As we're going into autumn in the Northern Hemisphere, there is sense that things are dying, they're starting to pass. We're going into that winter mode. And bat could really say that it's important to honor this process as well. A lot of us look forward to spring and summer, but some of us also get our best work done when the days get shorter and when things get a little darker and when we can really go within. So this could be a time to really work on those projects that are deepest in your life. The first card for Brave Bat is where it's best to place your focus, and here we get another Pentacle suit court card in the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles will tell you to manage your expectations. As I was saying earlier with Pentacles cards, they take a long time to manifest. And the Knight of Pentacles can sometimes be eager to succeed and to finally have that finished result, but he can sometimes represent delays or detours on the way to your goal. The Knight of Pentacles this week for Bat, it's really telling me that this is going to be a week where there's something called a divine detour. It's something where it's like not what you planned, not what you expected, and you can look at it at face value and get frustrated with it, but it's actually going to lead you to something better, and you just need to be patient with it right now. The second card is advice from your inner wisdom. And there's the last Pentacles card of the court suit, the King of Pentacles. And I promise you, I shuffled these cards thoroughly. Maybe not too thoroughly, but that's so interesting that all the Pentacles court cards are out this week. King of Pentacles, again, same message. He's indicating that things are succeeding over the long term. You want to be patient as things are being cultivated. And finally, the King of Pentacles is a card of practicality. So this could be a time when you're really taking control or leadership and thinking in terms of the long game, not in terms of the short-sighted success. And then finally, the mythic archetype that's going to help if you pick Bat is Zeus, the king of the gods. He wields the lightning bolt, and lightning bolts represent epiphanies, understanding things, and also divinity. This could be a time when you're really placing things in a higher context if you pick Bat. And this could be a time where an epiphany happens, where you're like, oh, well, that's why that isn't working out. This idea is actually better. This is what's been calling me all this time. Why haven't I been listening to that? So that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, you can always find me at elliotoracle.com. Do make sure to check out the article on Milwaukee Magazine, Interview with an Oracle, and I will see you all next week. I hope you have a wonderful week. Do take care.